Okay, so again, this is Terrace Bay. There's the ocean. Here's some RVs. One of them says police on it that have obviously been raided and all the guts taken out of them. So anyhow, I was asking one of the locals what made Terrace Bay. And you see this big mound behind us, which is out of place. They found diamonds here. And the word is the diamonds were not big diamonds. They were small diamonds, but the diamonds were of very high quality. So they mined diamonds here up till 1971. And interestingly, part of the reason why this mound is here is all of the diamond mining equipment is buried underneath it, because for whatever reason they weren't allowed to take the equipment out. A few facts about Namibia. Population of the entire country is 2.2 million people, so obviously very sparsely populated. And as far as economy goes, I mean, obviously from what you've seen, you're like, there couldn't be much of an economy, and I think that's roughly correct. The economy is basically based on tourism, on mining, so there are other kinds of mines. We saw the salt mines yesterday. And then also agriculture. There is some cattle here, so there are other parts of the country that are fertile ground, and even though there's not a lot of rain, there are some areas with large underground reservoirs, and so they can do irrigation and whatnot. So anyhow, that's Namibia, and we're heading off. Everybody has fueled up from the fuel truck, and we're getting ready to load up and head out. Hello, hello, hello. So we just left Terrace Bay about 15 minutes ago, but I thought I'd give you a look at this. Obviously, it's gotten a lot more sandy from a driving standpoint, and I think that's probably because we're probably driving on the same kind of ground or topography, but I think they were treating the road further back, and this is just straight sand and untreated or whatever. Anyhow, thought I'd give you a quick look. Wow, see, that's pretty thick sand. We're sliding all over the place. It's a lot of fun. And then, so we're down in a little bit of, I hate to call this a valley, but a low spot between sand dunes. So pretty cool. Here's a look from behind too. Okay, I had to shoot this because just a moment ago, I got confused about what was ocean and what was cloud and what was sky. So if you see that, you can obviously see the land, the brown part. Then right above that, you see the dark blue. And then above that, you see I'll call it purplish of the clouds in the sky. And who knows, and then you got the light blue sky above it. It's very beautiful, and I have no idea what's causing those clouds to give that look, but really beautiful. And again, here's what we're doing, and there's so we've gotten out of the kind of lower spot and are out here on open land again. And we're going, by the way, 50 to 60 miles an hour at the moment. Okay, so we stopped here again. You're tired of hearing me say it. We're along the Atlantic Ocean. There's the front of the convoy. There's the back of the convoy. But we've stopped here because our guide says that this truck out here, which is Toyota Land Cruiser, is a lion researcher, and he's thinking he may have spotted a lion and is watching him. So he wants to go out there and talk to the guy. He did tell us to stay in our vehicles because if there is a lion, then obviously we wouldn't want to be outside. But anyway, so we've stopped here, and again, you've got this very beautiful view that I mentioned earlier. You've got the beach here and the land that goes down to the beach. You've got the water, and then you've got this cloud bank off in the distance, and then obviously the lighter blue sky above it. We've been watching this for the last at least hour since we left Terrace Bay. So this is really, really, really cool. And we did pass one vehicle today so far, so that's interesting. That gives you an idea of how few people, and again, 2.2 million people in an area as big as Namibia is, and I don't know how big it is. Anyway, we've stopped along the road. Okay, so we went through a low spot a few miles back, and there was a little bit of natural water, and this is also some form of creek. So that was some form of creek back there. There's some more fishermen out there. Anyway, so we've seen a little bit of water. You could tell by the size of that creek that was really, really small. So anyway, a little pond there. I'm guessing that's ocean water though. So we've gotten to this area of, this kind of rocky, big round rocks, and there were a bunch of them on the other side of the road too. There's another formation, I guess, of rocks. So it's interesting how the topography, changes. I hate to say rapidly, because I wouldn't go with rapidly, but it certainly does change with some regularity. Okay, so this is kind of strange, but we entered Skeleton Coast National Park yesterday, and here we are doing it again, but at Move Bay Station. So that's how I was told that's pronounced. M-O-W-E is the W is a V, so Move Bay Station. Here's the Namibia Parks and Wildlife sign, and interestingly, here's some traffic. Is this our group? This is not our group, I don't think. So this is some other group. That's really crazy that oh no, that is our group. So this is the support group that's just happens to be following right behind us or whatever. So anyhow, I'm going to cross over here in a second, and because they've got Namibia Tracks and Trails. Now these are whale skulls. Pretty crazy. Whale skulls that obviously have washed up on the beach. And again, this is Move Bay outpost. I don't know exactly what happens here, but the buildings are really nice. I'm going to show you one more whale skeleton that's over here, because it's a big one. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Obviously they had some decent sized equipment to drag that bone off of the beach. Oh, look at this boat. That's pretty crazy. We have entered this area of, I showed you the rocks earlier, so this is all rocky through here. Okay, so the topography has changed a little bit more. We're not far outside of Moa Bay. There's the ocean again. Got a little bit more rocky. You can see we're rocking back and forth, and it's just, it's rockier area. A little bit more technical driving than what we've been doing, and I'm enjoying riding for sure. And so it's just a totally different area, and that rock doesn't go all that far. It looks like just plain sand after that, but definitely a different kind of area. And there you see, we've been seeing the surf crash on the beach this entire time, and it really is. I mean, I don't consider myself much of a beach person, but this has really been beautiful driving up the coast of Namibia.